May I now take this opportunity to request the distinguished guest, Dr. Srivari Chandrashekhar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, to present his address.
Firstly, let me congratulate all of you on this momentous day, the 50 years of JNTU establishment. This 50 years, as Sri Mahendra Reddy Garu has spoken, started from a small campus to today what is one of the national pride. And all credit goes to not just the students who graduated from here and made it a very great university, but all the leaders, the vice chancellors, the faculty, the non-teaching faculty, whom we call the unsung heroes. I think they are the ones who made this university, and my salutations to all of them. When we assemble to celebrate an event of this magnitude, 50 years, as B.V. Mohan Reddy ji told, 50 years is not a small time on a scale, but certainly there are universities which have a scale of 300 years and 250 years. And if you go to Nalanda University, I'm sure it is much older. So certainly time testing is something which proves the mettle of the university. And I'm proud moment to all of you that you're celebrating this event. When we assemble here, I thought I'll just connect you to small anecdotes while I keep talking for the next 7-8 minutes. When we want to understand the future, it's better we understand the past and the history. Many a times, as engineering students and science students, we do believe that history is something not required. I think if you know the history well, you can plan your future better. So I earnestly request all of you to just go back and see how the history of JNTU was created from 1972 and how it has traveled and what turbulences it has seen and why it is standing so tall today. But remember, future is not same as the past. None of us on February 2020 thought that we will shut down our lives for 2 years. So these kind of accidents are going to happen more maybe. Are we making our young graduates and postgraduates who are coming out of this campus future ready? We were all past ready, but are we future ready? And future is not easy. While we are all optimists that things are going to be better, but looking at the global recession, the kind of challenges the world economy is facing, India has stood up and doing well. But to do better, we all need to work more aggressively and more commitment. While we understand the history, what are the mistakes we made in the history? While we're all proud of the Industrial Revolution after the World War, do you think whatever technologies we developed during the revolution, were they correct? Do they need any course correction? I practice chemistry and I know urea was the first chemical made by Euler more than 100 years ago, and we are not mastered better than what he made. We all study ammonia synthesis in high school and college. We not improved anything over ammonia synthesis. We thought that was the best and we practiced, keep on practicing. We all were fond of paracetamol during the COVID pandemic, which fortunately or unfortunately, a company, Dolo, had made a brand out of it. And I'm told by Sri Arun Tiwari ji, who also hails from Hyderabad, who wrote the book Wings of Fire with Abdul Kalam ji, that Dolo name was given because paracetamol was sold at 500 milligram tablet. And when fever is very high, doctor used to take 2 paracetamols, Dolo. And this gentleman thought that why not make a brand of Dolo? And made 650 milligrams, and how many Dolos we consumed, God knows. Do we know, did we improve any process on paracetamol synthesis? Nothing. When it was made, we are just practicing that. In the process, we were so conscious on the cost. All of us wanted everything free, if possible, otherwise cheap. So in the process of making something cheap or free, we have compromised the environment. We have not looked at the environment. And the penalty is what our next generation will pay. Maybe my son would be still lucky. He is 31, 32. But his son is going to pay, or his daughter is going to pay the penalty for what mistakes they have done during the revolutions. We have given the names like White Revolution for milk shortage, Blue Revolution for fish shortage, Green Revolution for agricultural shortage. Now I don't know what revolutions we have done, Y2K, which we all are fond of, because Y2K made India the best in the world. In 1995, I'm sure Mohan Reddy ji would know that on 99 December 31st, midnight, 12 o'clock, world will disappear because the computers are made for 2 digits. Nothing happened. And I also know that when I was young in college, there was a Russian satellite, Skylab. We all said it is going to fall on Karimnagar. Luckily, I come from Medak, so it was a little away from Karimnagar. But then Skylab never fallen us. But in the meantime, few kids were given names Skylab Reddy. I'm sure some of you must have seen, or if you Google and Facebook, you will see one gentleman by name Skylab Reddy. And they sold their properties. hoping that now Karimnagar will not be there, will not be alive, let us sell off my properties. So what we learned from this revolutions and evolution of Y2K and digitalization, which we are very proud of, the way we talk of artificial intelligence, supercomputers, suddenly we talk of cybersecurity. All of us are monitored by someone. Where is security for your mobile phone? I search for pizza today on my Google and I start getting emails, SMS, WhatsApp messages from pizza companies. That means someone is reading my mobile phone. So how are we going to make our life more private if I want? Should I shut down my Apple phone? Can I live without Apple phone for more than half an hour? I'm sure I've been observing all of you. Everyone is looking at the phone when someone is speaking, including myself. So we're addicted now. There's no other word other than how do we make my life more protective and more secure? Are we using these advancements of science for betterment tomorrow? Or are we making our futures miserable? Honorable Prime Minister has committed to this planet that by 2070 we become net zero. Are we prepared? Is our next generation ready? To make net zero happen, what are the sustainable technologies? What are the mechanisms I need to build in? We have never thought of. We believe 2069, then the Prime Minister will take care of it. Why do I worry? Neither Honorable Prime Minister Modi will not be there, nor I will be there, nor any of on the stage would be there in 2070. But our children, our grandchildren will be there, for whom we are saving our assets. So when we will become conscious of environment? When are we going to be conscious of the future? We have seen Arctic melting, sea levels increasing, drinking water shortage, land shortage, food per acre has to increase. Still we are looking at Brazil as a country of role model. We look at technologies elsewhere for agriculture. We have been service providers to the planet. India has been providing services to the world. That's where India became a great nation. But current Prime Minister has demanded from all the scientific fraternity, including all of us in this audience, and the students whom we are going to teach, we have taught yesterday, we will teach tomorrow, we will teach after tomorrow. How are we going to make India a manufacturing hub, an innovation country? And that can happen only when we change our education system, which our NEP teaches us. But also when I want to make India a manufacturing hub, how do I get my green power? Honorable Saraswat ji is on the stage today, who has been strongly advocating on methanol economy, dimethoxyethane, hydrogen economy. We are going to exhaust all the coal. Then in 2047, are we going to make world different by Indian innovations? That's what the Amrit Kal, we have completed 75 years independence, while JNTU is 50, but India is 75 and running towards 100. During Amrit Kal, I am sure all the engineers, technologists, scientists, researchers, historians, social scientists, I think we all have to work together as one family. No boundaries amongst us to see that global warming doesn't happen. The commitment we made, 1.5 degrees enhancement next 100 years. Or how are we going to make the planet cool? We have seen if we shut down our factories, environment becomes better, which we have noticed in the COVID times. After 6 months of lockdown, there were a lot of news items that from Amritsar you can see the Kanchenjunga, for example. You see clear skies. That means if we make our technologies clean, we are going to make this planet sustainable planet. I am sure on this 50th year of JNTU, we all take commitment. We are committed to make this planet sustainable, green, and we pass on what we borrowed from our ancestors, the best planet to the next generation. Thank you. Jai Hind.